Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to a special edition of the Bengal Tiger podcast. I am Billy Embody. Thanks for joining me. Even more happy to be joined by new LSU commitment, Aeron Burrell. Aeron, thanks for the time, man. How are you? How are you tonight?
I'm good. About yourself?
Doing well, doing well. Not as well as you did over the weekend, committing to LSU. What was that experience like for you to go ahead and lock in that commitment?
Uh, going down there, it was a great time talking with Coach Kelly and all the coaches. It was great. Showed us around everywhere. The academic advisors talked to them a little bit, so it was just great.
You mentioned meeting with Coach Kelly. You gave him the good news. What was that? What was that reaction from him?
So we actually went down there Friday, and we talked to him on Friday, but I didn't tell him till Saturday, and so I think it was after practice I told him. And he was like, he was happy for me, but he was just happy. So
For you, I mean, being an in-state player and growing up in Louisiana, I mean, what does it mean to you to now be committed to LSU?
it's great, really. That was my goal from the beginning, just to stay in like a 3-4 mile radius. So it's great.
Um, what other coaches did you get to talk with while you were down there?
I talked to Coach Janzik, Coach Herb, Coach Wilson. I'm trying to think who else. And then I think just some other recruit specialist guys, but other than that, that's pretty much it.
Coach Jancik's new to the LSU special teams coordinator role. LSU has seemingly turned out a few really good kickers over the last, however many years it's been. What did he tell you about what they like about you and why they were ready to bring you on board?
He told me that my leg strength, they could use something like that. So and then obviously he liked my film since he watched it, but that's all he told me when we went down there.
What do you think about him as a coach and who you're going to be playing for?
He's real chill. He's real chill and laid back. Like he doesn't. Well, I can't say that, but usually, like when we saw practice, he yells at the guys, but that's coaching. That's what you're supposed to do. But he's real chill and laid back, so I give credit to him for that.
What have you seen from this LSU program since Brian Kelly took over?
So sitting down and talking with him about it, like he said when he came in the program before that, it wasn't so good on their side. But when he came in, he said he changed the academic side and just the athletic side in general. So he really took over and put some work in LSU. So.
You've been to a game in Tiger Stadium, I assume. What has that been like to see Tiger Stadium, from your angle and be a part of the crowds like that?
I'm not gonna lie, it's crazy up in there. Like going in there during LSU Bama game, we went there, just saw everybody parade the field. Like that's something I'll never forget.
What's that feeling going to be like when you get to run out there for the first time, all decked out in the jersey with your teammates and just get to feel it on a Saturday night?
I don't even know how to act, to be honest. It's just so much to take in, but it's something I had to do. So right now, I don't know how it's gonna be.
Take me back to how you got into kicking. I'm sure that's something that it's a very specialized role. So take me back to the beginning of your career. How did you get into it?
So it was around my 8th grade year I started kicking, but I grew up playing soccer since I was like 4. So hitting the ball has always been a part of my life. But 8th grade came around, and my middle school coach was like, "Hey, can you come kick for us?" And I was like, "I might as well give it a try." And so I finished throughout that season. And then my ninth grade year, I kicked, and we got with a kicking coach named Marty Kent, and he used to play at Louisiana Tech, yeah, way, way back. And so my dad was getting with him and saying, like, he just wanted me to be like a decent high school kicker. He wasn't really trying to, see what happens down the road. But I just kept working with him, and that's how I got to the position that where I am today.
I kind of thought you might have a soccer background. I mean, how different was it for you? You just picking up the football and putting it on a tee or getting it from a hold or whatever. How big of an adjustment was that back when you were just starting out?
It was confusing at first. Not putting the ball on the tee, but just going through it live. It was very weird at first.
And now that you are obviously one of the best kickers in the country, there are only so many scholarships to go around. Some schools don't reward kickers for scholarships. I mean, for you to get one, just assess your game and assess your craft. What are the strengths of your game, and just what are you bringing to LSU?
I say my kickoffs are probably the strongest part I do bring into LSU. But I mean, I can kick field goals as well. But other than that, I just say uh, just leg strength, really.
When you go through the recruiting process, what's it like? Take kind of peel the curtain back a little bit for those that are unaware. Maybe is it different as a kicker? You have to kind of weigh some scholarships versus walk on opportunities, or what's that whole process like?
So for kickers, so if I could compare it to like a quarterback, like coaches usually don't offer them because they want to see them live. But uh, as in other positions, I mean, coaches will offer them left and right. But like it can be a little nerve wracking at sometimes because like you've been talking to the school for a little while and they haven't offered you. But I mean, you just got to be patient, really.
You picked up an offer from LSU. Take us back to that. What was that process like, and just getting that offer? Did you kind of have an early inkling that might be the spot for you?
Actually, nah. At that time, I didn't know where I was going to end up or where I wanted to go at the time. But I think as I went down there on my visit, it kind of cleared everything up. So
If there's a style to kicking, and a certain way about it, what's kind of your style? Do you talk to guys? Are you cool with them talking to you? Or are you kind of in your own zone, and you just want to be left alone? What's kind of your style?
my style, I would say my style towards kicking. I don't really say much to a lot of other people when I'm on the field, but a lot of people come over to me and will talk to me about a big kick or something like that. So I think it's them coming to me and talking to me about something.
Okay, so you're okay with the guys coming and giving you hey, knock this one through for us, or you're good with that. You don't want to be just left alone completely. Gotcha. Um, so now that you're committed to LSU, I mean, what do you think about this class that you guys are putting together? Did you get a chance to meet some of these guys and maybe build a little bit of bonds with those guys?
Uh, I mean, I think I've met one of them, but other than that, I heard it's a pretty big class coming in. So hope what I'm saying that class we come in and have a chance to win a national championship.
Obviously, that's the ultimate goal. Brian Kelly, led LSU to that SEC West title in the first year. I mean, did that move the needle for you when you're looking at the program just as a whole and kind of the direction they're leading it?
Yeah, it did a lot.
You were there for the Bama game. I mean, that moment where they were able to get that one done. I mean, what does that say about just what they're putting together and kind of the trajectory?
I mean, they really like these past couple years. I mean, LSU's always been a powerhouse team, but like these past couple years, they really stepped up. So like coming from 2019, winning the national championship, from 2020 all the way to 2022 now. So I think next season they should have a really good opportunity to win a national championship.
Let's get to know you a little bit off the field. Do you know what you want to major in just yet?
Kinesiology.
Okay, very cool. Do you have family that's in that, or have you always just kind of been your interest piqued by doing that?
No, it's just always been something I've been interested in.
Very cool. Very cool. What do you like to do outside of football?
I lift weights. Other than that, there's really nothing else.
Okay. All right. You've got your senior season coming up at Parkway. I mean, what are your expectations for that? And obviously, you're a key piece to that. What's your senior year going to be like?
I mean, we have a lot of good players coming back, a lot of good players coming in. I mean, obviously, we won a district championship, but if we can't do that, then all hopes for the best. But I think still our ultimate goal would be winning the state. But if that doesn't happen, then most likely we want to win district.
That's great. What are you working on the most over this off season, as far as what you're kind of focused in on as far as improving and still developing?
I just say it's two things. I'd say in the classroom, that's one thing I've been focused on, and then really just not leaving the weight room. So
Just getting stronger. What's your range right now? What have you knocked through? You feel like consistently?
consistently, I'd say about 62, 63.
Oh my gosh. I mean, having I mean, your leg's kind of a weapon for coaches. They can kind of change the way they game plan. Um, what's the difference is there a difference in feeling when you're lined up for a 60-yard attempt?
I mean, obviously, I don't know how it is for other kickers, but I think if you're lined up for a really, really long field goal, you get more nervous than you do for a short field goal. I don't know if that's just me, but I remember we were playing Bossier and I was lined up for a 60. I don't know. It was just something about it. I was so nervous and I missed it, but I mean, I didn't miss it bad. But then when we went and played Hardin, it was a 50-yard, and this is like the last seconds of the game. So, I mean, it's supposed to be like really, really high. Crowd's supposed to be going wow, but I wasn't thinking nothing of it. Just put it through.
It's always interesting to hear kind of the mindset of kickers, especially in those high pressure situations. But we look forward to seeing you in some of those at LSU. Congratulations on your commitment. We appreciate you spending a little bit of time with us on the Bengal Tiger podcast.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks a lot. There he is, Aeron Burrell, kind enough to give us a few minutes of his time. We will catch you guys next time on another edition of the Bengal Tiger podcast. And appreciate you guys listening and appreciate Aeron jumping on with us. We'll talk to you guys next edition of the podcast.